Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a brand new day. Welcome to a beautiful day. And welcome to the next day in your life. An opportunity to begin again, an opportunity to continue, an opportunity to shine your light. And welcome back to the Mystic's Heart. I'm so excited to be back with this show and to be in the presence of all of you. And this morning in the presence of the Mystic Angels. For those of you that are wondering, so how do I get into the chat room? I'm getting ready to post a link either in the Temple Within Radio and Media group page on Facebook. And if you're already following us on Spreaker, well, you know that it's a very easy thing to do. Simply by clicking into the chat as you're listening to my show. For those of you that are just getting used to Spreaker, me being on the internet radio waves, here we go. I'm posting it right now in the Temple Within Radio and Media Network group page. And you can follow that link very easily. And if you're not already following us on Spreaker, really the easiest way to do all of it is to follow us on Spreaker. That way you will get notifications of when the radio shows go live, who it is that's going live, and of course an opportunity to listen to all of your favorite shows in Spreaker, in the archives, because every one of the shows is archived, which makes it really easy for everyone to take a look back, take a listen back, I guess we should say. So with that, everybody, welcome to the Mystic's Heart. Welcome to your Mystic's Heart. And here we go. I'd like to begin as we always have on the Mystic's Heart, and that is by taking a great big deep breath and bringing yourself into your body, into the here and into the now, being present with yourself. Being present with yourself and just taking a moment to be grateful for the blessings in your life and for the blessings that are continually flowing into our lives if we are only willing to open our eyes and our heart and our soul and our mind to see them and to hear them and to feel them. Just a moment of gratitude. I am grateful. It can be just that easy. I am grateful. Good morning, Sonia. Good morning, Nikki. Hey, Katie Battle. Hey, Lady Hawk. Good morning. It's good to have you all here. And I'm going to draw one single card from the Mystic Angels deck. For all of us, whether you're listening live today or listening in the archive, this message is for you, and it comes from the Archangel IML, the angel of change. IML asks us to sit for a moment and to think about change. What has changed in our lives? What is asking us to change in our lives? And reflecting on those things that we would like to change, that we're trying to change. We're making progress towards changing in our lives. Here's what IML has to say. The net of love is a constant companion to change. When we leap, it spreads gently below us, offering a safe harbor in which to grow. The Archangel IML reminds you to breathe and to relax into each moment of your life. By embracing and moving through the many seasons of your life, you welcome the growth that comes with change. Rather than looking behind you or too far ahead, be in the season that is directly before you, loving the seasons yet to come. And our daily mantra, everyone, is this: I embrace change, knowing that my life is divinely guided. It is divinely guided. It's pretty extraordinary, this life. I spent this last weekend meeting for the very first time some of my first cousins on my biological father's side of the family tree, on those branches, and talk about the net of love catching you and divine timing, and not always understanding divine timing, but understanding that there is a rhyme, there is a reason, that everything does happen for a reason, although we may not see it in any given moment. But the net of love does appear when we when we hold that thought, when we hold that hope and that understanding in our minds, change. Life is a series of changes, births, rebirths, deaths without dying, and rebirth and being born again, as they say. So that is the onus of the day today, everybody. Sonia, this card is for you. And it's the Archangel Saint Gabriel. Javriel, Gavriel, Gabriel. Gabriel is the water bearer, the angel of Aquarius. One of the things that I love most about the Archangel Gabriel is the teaching, fear not. Fear not. Gabriel has a beautiful teaching that goes like this. The next time fear attempts to overshadow your hope, dash your heart's desire, expunge your joy, or snuff out your light, call upon the Archangel Saint Gabriel, who will help you see that fear is the absence of trust in spirit. And isn't that the truth? And sometimes we catch ourselves not having enough trust or enough faith or belief. Always swimming in the waters of spirit, the current of love, called Creator, carries us to the realization of our joy, our purpose, our love, and our source. Sonia, flow with your life, knowing that anything less than loving is the illusion known as fear. Go with the flow. Anything that is less than loving is asking you to remove it from your life, to make room for change, to make room for those things, people, places, and situations that are loving. That are loving. Good morning, Becca. Good to have you in the house. So it's all about change with IML, and it's all about not having fear of the change and changing, Sonia. So anything less than loving, give it the big old boot. Gently, lovingly, compassionately, but give it the boot. Make room for some love, more love, and all that is loving and joyful and abundant to be in your life. And if you're having problems with that, hey, Marianne, good morning. If you're having problems with that, Sonia, you go right ahead and ask the Archangel Saint Gabriel to help you with that. That can be a struggle sometimes, having faith and trust in the process and not having any fear, or removing the fear, seeing it for what it really is. Lady Hawk, Chetawiyam. The angel Nathaniel is here, Catherine. And you know, Nathaniel, the angel, is all about joy. Nathaniel is the angel of joy. He's the angel of the element of fire. It's about passion. It's about joy. And if you have let the passion in your life dwindle down, maybe it's hardly an ember, Nathaniel is saying, time to stoke that bad boy back up, Lady Hawk. And if joy is not present, take a look at what is taking joy from you, or what you're allowing to take your joy, or who you're allowing to take your joy, and to make adjustments. Joy is a state of grace. It is the art of being in love with your life and all aspects and experiences of your life. And whatever you are experiencing, or whomever you are experiencing, that is stealing your joy, questioning your joy, not wanting you to have joy, right? Make adjustments to that. Kind of similar to what I was saying to Sonia. Don't have any fear about that. You know, we are, believe it or not, everybody, allowed to have joy in our life. In fact, joy is a great good thing. It is a birthright. Joy is where we find it. So we all find joy in different places and in different situations. But we all know when we feel as though our joy has been snuffed out. We can all feel the people who seem to suck the joy out of the very air in a room, right? Out of our very aura. And Nathaniel says, take a look at those people. Remove those people. Distance yourself from those people. And find your joy again. Good morning, Violet. That's a good one, isn't it? It's a good reminder for all of us. Katie, battle you sweet thing. The Archangel Ariel is here for you, Katie. Archangel Ariel is here. See, the thing about Ariel is Ariel says, get out there into Mother Nature. Get out there with Mother Nature. Be with Mother Nature. Now, granted, here in Michigan, it's cold. And so maybe sometimes we don't want to be right out there with Mother Nature, but we can sit in a room and we can connect with Mother Nature. We can connect with the beautiful trees. We can connect with the sky. We can connect with the animals. This particular angel is asking you, Katie, to take a moment today and tomorrow and the next day to connect with Grandmother Earth, to connect with nature. You know, up here in Michigan, hey, Janet, it is so easy to just stay bundled up inside next to the fire, right? And we just don't even want to go outside. We don't want to deal with it. I mean, when I was down in Georgia, it was in the 70s and it was beautiful. And when I landed in Grand Rapids on Sunday night at around, 10:30 or 11 at night, it was like 8 degrees. And I just thought to myself, oh my goodness, here I am. Dorothy, you are not in Kansas anymore. But it doesn't stop me from going outside. I've been outside every day since to connect with Grandmother because she regrounds us. She nurtures us. She brings us back to center. So I know we all want to stay bundled up and we're hoping that spring gets here really, really soon in Michigan. But get out there, Katie, or at the very least, connect with the trees from where you are, or the sky people, or the animals. All right, it's a good one. Nikki Jorgensen, up there at the Heartful Art Studio. The Archangel Saint Michael is here for you. And Michael is all about balance. I celebrate the lessons that I have learned in my life, and I rejoice in what they have taught me. I rejoice in what they have taught me. Michael, is not only the angel of balance, he is the angel that gives us the courage to bring balance into our lives. We all know when we are out of balance, and sometimes we know straight away what it is or who it is that has brought us out of balance. And sometimes we can be afraid to take the measures or the steps to bring our lives into balance, to find healing, or to go through the process of healing. Michael says, I am there with you. I'm here to give you the courage, to give you the stamina, to find your place of balance, to find your place of healing, and to go through the process of healing. And we always have things in our human condition that come up for review that need healing. In other words, that need to be rebalanced, come to an understanding. So Michael is here with you, Nikki, saying right alongside Gabriel, fear not, march forward. You have the strength, you have the fortitude, you have the courage. Just keep moving, sister. Let the rubber meet the road. Let the rubber meet the road. I gotcha. All right. Isn't it fun to all be back here again like this? I tell you, I love being in Spreaker. I don't have to worry about my lipstick. I don't have to worry about my hair. Here we are. I've got the incense just rolling in here. It's like a fog bank. I've got candles lit, a fog bank of beautiful incense just rolling around. It's a good feeling. Becca, this one is for you. That's right, Sonia. It can be a struggle being fearless. It can be a struggle at times. So sometimes we have to call on Michael, Uriel, Gavriel, and Raphael, and all of our guardian angels to be present with us at any given time. Absolutely. Becca. The Archangel Yophiel. Oh, I love this card. Why do I love this card? This card reminds us, this angel reminds us, that we are perfect in our imperfection. We are perfect in our imperfection. Ecstasy is perfect union. Delight in the one that we love, or the one who loves us most of all, brings loving perfection. Becca, knowing that you are perfect in your imperfection should remind you, dear one, that your life is indeed a journey of ecstatic oneness, a product of joy, and a sign that the architect of the universe was hopelessly, madly in love when you were fashioned and formed in its glorious image. Your mantra when you forget this about yourself, Becca, is this: the Creator and I are one. The Creator and I are one. Yophael. It is so easy for us to forget that we are perfect in our imperfection. If we were perfect, we would have no purpose for being here at all, would we? No, this human journey, oh my goodness, it is a doozy at times, isn't it? Woo! Lord, it is a doozy. And yet, it's an adventure. It is a wild adventure. David Fix and I are in the process of creating a brand new deck. And it will be electronic deck. And it will be available on Apple, via Apple. Android just doesn't seem to really want to cooperate with what we have in mind for this. So Apple users will be very happy at what we're creating. A brand new deck called The Magic of the Mystic Angels. And I don't want to give away the big surprise with this, but I believe at this point we are the first to create a deck like this. And you'll understand why when it comes out. And simultaneous to this, I'm still working on a beautiful book with Marianne Malika there at Peace of the Beach. You know, I am a perfectionist. I'm a tremendous perfectionist. And so sometimes I think something is going to take me, a month to do. And it ends up taking me a year or 2 years to do. Because I'm really finicky about what it is that I put out. What it is that I co-create. And what I create with others. And I do believe that you are going to be breathlessly happy with what I am creating. And again, you know, understanding that this human journey really doesn't have a time frame. Well, there's a great saying that Philip Whiteman is a chieftain up on the Northern Cheyenne Reservation. And I once heard him say to a group of people that were gathered for the Fort Robinson run, he said, you know, it's not about being on time, it's about being in time. It's about being in time. Sometimes we rush things, we set deadlines, and they're not the appropriate deadlines. We're rushing to the detriment of what it is that we're supposed to be doing or creating. Ever take a look at something that you've done or been and thought to myself, if I only would have waited, if only I would have given myself a little more time. Well, this is what Philip was talking about. It's not about being on time always. I mean, it's good to be polite when you need to be somewhere. But it's about being in time and being in the flow of time. Don't know where that just came from, but there it is. Here on this show, we just go with what it is that's brought up. Hey, good morning, Angie. Good to see you here. All right, speaking of Marianne. Good morning, Marianne. The Archangel Azrael comes right to the top of the deck for you, Marianne. Azrael is the angel of Scorpio, the angel of the mystic. Azrael says to us, are you listening to the voice of your soul? When was the last time that you sat for a spell and you listened to the voice of your guides, your guardians, your allies, your angels, creator of all things? When was the last time that you did that? Azrael says it's time to take a moment, to go within, to connect to creator, to connect to source, to connect to the soul, and listen to the voices that speak to us in words, in songs, in thoughts, in visions, in feelings, in knowing. We can get so busy. Azrael says, stop for just a moment. Breathe. Exhale. Breathe again. And exhale. And listen. Our guides, our guardians, our angels, our soul is always speaking to us, always. You know, this past weekend I had the wonderful fortune of meeting my Aunt Dorothy, also known as Mama Dot, Aunt Dot. She is a jewel unlike any other jewel. I would say she is the funniest human being I have ever met in my life. She is my father's younger sister. And for a moment when she wasn't having us all in stitches, she said, you know, I believe in angels. I believe in spirit. I believe that angels are all around us. I believe in the power of dreams. I believe in magic. I believe in all of those things. Those things are real. And I thought to myself, what a beautiful affirmation to come from the family elder. She is the matriarch of the King family. And I thought to myself, in that moment, about the miracle of being there in that moment. And I knew that it wasn't only, you know, my grandparents and my biological father and my uncles and my aunties that brought me to that moment of being in a room full of my cousins and their spouses and listening to Aunt Dot talk about this. But I thought to myself, my goodness, how hard have my guardian angels been working for 56 years to make this moment happen? And as I was sitting there on the sofa next to her, she was holding my hand. I took a moment in my own heart, in my own mind, my own soul to say thank you. To my guides, to my guardian angels, to my ancestors for bringing me to that moment. And even though there was a lot of talking going on, I could hear all of them answer to me in that moment. So sometimes even in the busyness of a moment, having a moment with spirit can happen. Love that. Our angels work so hard. Violet, this one is for you. It's the Archangel Saint Raphael, Violet. Raphael is the Archangel of healing and of healers. Peace is within me, I am at peace, says the Archangel Saint Raphael. Raphael is asking you, Violet, to take some time today and in the next days to sit in sacred space with yourself and invite Raphael to be with you. And specifically, it's interesting because I'm seeing in my inner screen stones being lifted from you or weights being lifted from you. So whatever it is in your heart, mind, spirit, or body that is weighing you down at this moment, Raphael is calling you to be with Raphael and to lift, allow spirit to help lift those from you. To lighten the load, as they say. Time to lighten the load. It's amazing how loaded down we can become, isn't it? Janet, this one is for you, Janet. Shuffle, shuffle. I guess I really miss doing this. I'm having fun shuffling over here. I just shuffle them until intuition says or angels say, okay, Dana, it's this one. It's the Archangel Metatron that's here for you, Janet. Metatron. It's all about transformation. Like a butterfly being called from its shimmering cocoon, Janet, your higher presence is asking you and calling you to the next phase of learning and growing along your soul's path. This is about a time of advanced esoteric learning. What I would say in addition to this for you, Janet, is pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your daydreams. Esoteric learning, spiritual transformation, or coming into the understanding of higher teachings comes in many forms. And yes, we do entertain angels unaware. We entertain teachers unaware. Pay attention. Pay very close attention. And if you're feeling restless within yourself, Janet, know that this is a time of transformation for you. It's a time of magnificent growth for you. Be patient with yourself and allow. Take notes, journal, and allow yourself to grow. And even to grow in those places and spaces and understandings that other people may not understand. Sometimes we just have to keep it to ourselves and keep on trucking. But this is a time of beautiful growth for you. Love it. Angie. It's the Archangel Saint Uriel. I love Uriel. Why do I love Uriel? One of the things that I love most about Uriel is that Uriel says, for heaven's sakes, don't be so hard on yourself. Do not be so hard on yourself. In the moment that you love yourself, Angie, in your perfect imperfection, you have given yourself permission to love on the deepest of levels. And that's true, on the deepest of levels. So don't be so hard on yourself, whatever it is that's going on or has been going on. Be gentle with yourself. Love who you are. Just love yourself. And even say to yourself, I love you. I love me. I love me. And wherever you feel unforgiveness toward yourself, go ahead and forgive yourself. Understand that at any given time, in any given place, we are who we are with the conditions, the knowledge, the wisdom that we may have or may not have. Oh, we can be so hard on ourselves. When we're sitting in the place of where we are now, in the presence of now, and we look back, we can think to ourselves, what was I thinking? What was I doing? Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that I did that. I should have done better. I should have done different. But we can also give ourselves the gift of saying to ourselves, but I did the best I could at that time under the conditions and the times and the circumstances, the wisdom or the knowledge that I had or I didn't have. And the real beauty then is when we can apply that to those around us, those that love us or those that are trying to love us, right? That's what I love about Uriel, myself. I learned a lot of things about my family history this past weekend. And there are glamorous things and there are things that remind us that we're all human, that we're having a human experience. And yet in all of it, even in the most sorrowful things, we can find the beauty. We can find the beauty even in the pain, with understanding. Uriel teaches us about that. You are welcome, Violet. You're welcome, Janet. It's good to be with you too again, Lady Hawk. Have a great day at work. Oh, thanks, Angie. She's saying, always love your books and cards. Well, I'll tell you what, that David Fix is something else. And for those of you that will ask, because everyone always does, where do you find those books and cards? TheMysticsHeart.com. That's where you find them. Hey, Holly. Hey, Holly. You're welcome, Angie. Absolutely. Mary Ellen, this one is for you. It is the angel Thoth, or Thoth, some people say, the angel of thought, right, of mindsets. Thoth is also known as the Hermetic angel, the angel of balanced living. A healthy mind and spirit helps to create a healthy body and balanced existence. Thoth reminds us, pay attention to what it is that you're taking into your body. What is it that you're taking into your mind? What are you bringing into your spirit? Right? What music are you listening to? What foods are you eating? What drinks are you drinking? What are you watching on TV? Who are you keeping company with? Thoth asks us to be mindful of those things. Your daily mantra, Mary Ellen, is this: I am whole and healthy. I am whole and I am healthy. You know, years ago, when I had a left brain stroke, one of the most amazing bits of information that was channeled through my nurse in that moment, I call her affectionately Nurse Ratchet in my book, Embracing the Mystic Within. She came in with a look of panic on her face, and she looked over me, over my bed rail. And at that time, I was completely paralyzed on the right side of my body, so I couldn't really talk back to her or say much. But she looked at me and she said, I don't know why I'm going to say this, but if you see yourself as whole and healthy, that is what you are going to become. And she ran out of my room, and she retired from her job of 38 years. But even in that moment that I couldn't move the right side of my body, my heart and my mind heard her. I got the reminder. And I continued to visualize myself as whole and healthy. And I repeated that to myself: I am whole and I am healthy. Right? And the rest, as they say, is history. So there's a mantra for you, Mary Ellen, as you are going through some changes in your life as well. Holly, this one is for you. It's the Archangel Chamuel, the angel of love. I welcome love into my life. And sometimes, in order to make room for love in our life, we have to remove anything that is unloving. Sometimes what is unloving are our thoughts to ourselves. And so we can ask the angel Chamuel, thank you for helping me to remove the negative thoughts that I have about myself, about my life, about the experiences of my life. Help me to heal those places so that I can make room for love in my life. Kind of where we began the show this morning, during this time of a very potent Mercury retrograde, by the way. Having a review, we're coming out of winter. This Saturday, David Sturkin and I are teaching a class at the School of Sacred Studies here, and it's all about the medicine of the bear. It's about going into those dark, inky places. It is winter. It's the color red for me on the medicine wheel, the Changleshka. Going into those dark places, into the den of winter, into the den of fertile soil, to determine what it is that we wish to groom, that we wish to fertilize, that we wish to grow in the coming spring and continue to nurture, and which of those things there in the fertile soil have had their lifetime. The shelf life has expired, and we need to let die. We need to let go. We need to bring to a point of understanding. It's going to be an amazing day from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. this Saturday, Medicine of the Bear, and we've got some pretty amazing activities planned for everybody during the course of the day to really think about this thought. What is it that needs to wither, that needs to stay in the cave and be absorbed back into Mother Earth, back into the soil? And which of those things are we going to bring out from our experiences of our ancestors to bring out into the time of spring for light, for water, for nourishment? That is not an easy thing. It sounds so easy because it can look very glamorous. It can look very glamorous. So that's it, Holly. Ask your angels, your guides, Chamuel, the bear, to help you. To help you bring yourself back into loving balance. Love that. Okay, let me just have a little look-see here on Facebook, just in case anybody is posting on the Mystic's Heart. Thank you all for following me on Spreaker and or on YouTube. I appreciate it. I hope that everyone is getting used to coming into the chat room via Spreaker. Okay, Virginia Cox. This one is for you, Virginia. It's the Archangel Asmodel, the angel of Taurus. We're coming into the time of Taurus soon. I believe, right, we're still in Pisces, right? Then we head to Aries, and we find ourselves in the time of Taurus. All about divine timing, says this angel Asmodel. Remember, everything in your life is perfectly timed. Again, we're talking about being in time, not on time, or the time that we think it should be in our lives, that things should happen or not happen. But Virginia, the Archangel says, you're on the right path. It may seem like everything around you, it may be in chaos, it may be uncertain, you may be thinking, gee, why hasn't this happened already? Will it ever happen? Asmodel says, remember, everything happens in divine timing and in agreement with your soul and the love of the Creator and your guides and your angels and allies. Everything is in perfect timing. I love this mantra, Virginia. All things happen in divine timing. I live in the present moment. Boy, that's a teaching in and of itself, isn't it? Being in the present moment. Oh my goodness. Woo! Being in the present moment. How amazing it is, and how quick we are to look back, to look forward, and lose the beauty of being right here and right now. Oh, hihane washte, Chue. I wished you could have been there, Chue, when my auntie was teaching us all about our Native American heritage on Saturday evening. She sat us all down and taught us all about our Native American roots there deep in the hills in the mountains of Georgia and Florida. And it was a beautiful moment. You know, she looked at me and she held my hand and she said to me, your granddaddy, you know, she has a great Southern accent, your granddaddy, my daddy, was a Cherokee man. He was a Cherokee man. And I want you to know that. And in that moment, my heart melted, and I just thought to myself, I wish that my Chues were here in this moment with me. My family has lived in Georgia and right there along the East Coast for almost 400 years. My European ancestors that came here, they came in the 1600s. And most of them quickly went to Georgia, Alabama, Virginia, Florida. And, you know, in the history of time and in the history of people, the history of the South, there are so many misconceptions about the history of the South. That's a whole show in and of itself. Having grandfathers on both sides that were Confederate soldiers, right, for the great state of Alabama and the great state of Georgia. But in that moment, and earlier during the course of the weekend, my cousin Donna also shared with me that my family is also Creek or Seminole. And in that moment, as Aunt Dot, or Mama Dot as they call her, was teaching us all, she took on the role of the elder in that moment, talking to all of us about our, as she calls it, our American Indian bloodline. And her father being a Cherokee man. In that moment, I also thought to myself how hard my guides and angels have worked to bring me to that moment. That moment that I've always known, I've known in my heart, I've known in my soul, that I've been told about by medicine men and medicine women since I can remember. And there it was, the teaching coming from my elder, my auntie. Creek, Seminole, Cherokee. Right? Beautiful. was a beautiful moment in time. Okay, Chue Dell, this one is for you, my sister, my sissy poo. Oh, Lordy. All right. It's the angel Yehudia, Dell. Yehudia. Yehudia says, celebrate your life. Celebrate your life. Your life has meaning. Your life has purpose. You have gifts and talents that you have brought here to Grandmother Earth. Celebrate those because Creator celebrates you. All of creation celebrates you, your gifts, your talents, your teachings, your walk on the good red road. Creator also celebrates those times when we fall off the good red road and we go right down into the pucker brush of the black and blue road, right? Celebrate yourself, Dell. Honor yourself. Honor your birth. On this day, I honor my birth and my purpose for being, which is love. You know, Saturday evening when we were all sitting together at the steakhouse, everyone wanted to see photos of my sisters and my brother Guy. And so there we were. Took out my phone and scrolling through and looking. You know, they wanted to know. So they noticed, they said, Dana, we noticed that you have an amazing support system of friends and family. Tell me how you became family. And so I told the story of the Hunka, and I told the stories of what has come to pass and what is. And they look forward to the day that they get to meet all of you, right? And as you know, many of you know already, you've met some of my cousins on the radio shows. And I had a blessing this morning that my cousin Joshua, who is my first cousin on my mother's side, reached out to me this morning on Facebook. And what a blessing to know that he spent every summer with my biological mother as he was growing up in Alabama. And I did find it quite amazing, Chue, that my mother, my biological mother, is buried along the Trail of Tears, right there at the Tennessee and Alabama border. It's like Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, right there in those three corners. She's buried right along the Trail of Tears in a very old, old cemetery. Right? And her last name when she passed was Moon. Right? Connie Moon. Began as Connie Eckert and she passed as Connie Moon. And none of that was lost on me that her last name was Moon. She was buried next to my baby brother that died the same day that he was born. And right next to the Trail of Tears. Right? When we take a look with our mystic eye, when we take a look with our heart and with our greater mind, we can see the absolute synchronicities and beauty in everything. And the fact that she was there with my baby brother buried under a holly tree, a holly bush that was so old, it was now, I don't know, a 30-foot holly tree. Right? All of my Celtic friends can appreciate the sacredness of that moment. The mystic's heart sees what others don't see. The mystic's heart perceives in places that others look past. The mystic's eyes see through a different lens. I call it the God lens. The Creator lens. It's a different lens than most other people see through or feel through or know through or walk through every day. That's the mystic's heart. In any moment, we have the opportunity to walk the mystic's path. And mystics, by the way, sometimes that word mystic gets a really bad rap. Sometimes it is attributed to only Catholics, right? Oh, Catholics believe in mystics, right? There's that misnomer, that misunderstanding, when the fact of the matter is that mystics are in every culture. I have an amazing book downstairs on the lower level called The Mystic Seers of Native America. Black Elk, Sitting Bull, right? Chief Joseph, many mystic seers from all walks of life. It's the way that the mystic walks in life that determines that he or she is a mystic. It's not some big secret or some arcane system of belief or social club or mystery school that you have to be joined in. It's a way of walking. It's a way of being. And you don't have to be a nun. You don't have to be a clergy. You don't have to be perfect to be a mystic. You just have to see through the lens of your heart, the lens of your spirit, the lens of your soul. That's a mystic. That is a mystic. Della is saying, Wopila for the reading. Yes, I celebrate my life every day as I know that I still have unfulfilled missions. That's right. Yes, you do, Chue. You got lots left to do. Del will be here in June at the School of Sacred Studies. Pretty much the curriculum is now on the School of Sacred Studies website, everybody. If you go to the school or schoolofsacredstudies.com, I'll type it in there. schoolofsacredstudies.com. You can see all of the offerings as they are right now at this point in time. With that, everyone, I wish you a beautiful day, a beautiful life, a beautiful moment in time. And I wish you love, I wish you peace upon your journey, the mystic's journey. With that, everyone, have a beautiful day and get out there and shine.